Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Sunday, June the 8th, 2025, and today's topic I'll call painting water reflections. But before we begin, welcome back if you're returning and welcome if you're new to the channel. I sketch and post every day and I use timers to stay focused and to build a habit. I'll start a 10-minute timer, and originally this page, so I'm still going back through my sketchbook and finding these empty spaces and filling them in, but I had originally sketched this in February, it looks like, so I'll find the link to it and put it in the description. Paint markers I'm going to use are these Sharpie paint markers that I've been using in a lot of videos. And yeah, I looked up water reflections, and this is going to be an experiment, first of all. So just from looking at the reference, so it's just like, yeah, just like something that came up searching for like water reflection. I'm going to just use this green to begin with. Part of this is because these are like the markers that I have, like the paint markers. And from what I can tell, I'm going to take, so let's say like this is the water. Let's just go with that. So again, it's sketch and like we're using color. So this could be black and white, like, which is what this is, but I kind of wanted like just to see like what if like the reflection was color. So I'm going to do this, but I'm going to like make it look like a reflection. So part of it, from what I can tell, is that it doesn't go right up to the edge. Because there's like the bank of the stream or the lake. So I'm just gonna, it's painting, so I want the paint strokes to be nice. Like I want it to be part of the look of it and kind of spontaneous. And again, part of it is just having like a nice looking picture. They don't, like, you can kind of tell that they're reflections. That's the thing. So they're not, so I'm kind of playing that up a little bit, like the fact that reflections are a little bit like off, like you can tell that they're reflections. So part of it is the shape, like just kind of follow like kind of the shape of the landscape. I could use blue, although blue is sort of for like the sky. So there's that. You kind of want to figure out like, how do you want to treat the sky? So from the reflection that I can tell, and even from here, it looks like, for example, if this were color, it could be like a dark blue and then it would just get more white of the paper. I can kind of, I mean, I don't know, like I'm just going to kind of, I mean, I might do like the same paint strokes maybe. Or if I go this way, it might start to look more like water ripples. We'll see. But I'm going to keep it as a sketch. And then after this, then yeah, I could see how, like, if you want to have that be like kind of a dark green, for example, you could kind of go over it. I'm going to squint at it just to see if like the effect is correct or like kind of what I want. Again, it's an experiment, so I don't know for sure. But that's the thing with paint, you can go over it. If this were ink, I mean, less is probably more. You can see that you get a darker value just by doing that, and then you add a different color. So I'm just going to go with that. And if I need to differentiate the colors a little bit more, I will add more color if necessary. I'm just curious to see if it'll even work. And yeah, sometimes you can rotate the image. Sometimes I don't feel like doing that because part of this is sort of, I'm preparing to do like canvases and stuff, and so I don't necessarily am not going to rotate like a big canvas. And I'm going to use just brush strokes, and I'm going to see if I can lightly just kind of do this. Like spontaneous, kind of light, loosely, kind of like this. And then like in landscapes, a lot of times there's like a bank right here, like stuff. So then I'm going to use paint for that, but I'm going to figure out like what color to use. I'm going to see what this looks like. I'm going to test it out right here. I mean, it could be used as like kind of the light color. I'm going to do this. I'm going to like, just going to paint something. And actually, I'm just going to make it into the plants and see what happens. Because I don't want to mess up the reflection, because the white of the paper is kind of important, is what I've discovered from doing this. And then, yeah, part of it is also the color harmony. So just kind of scribble something in using this as the look. So part of this is, for me, is to figure out like what makes something look good. Like part of it is the color, makes it look good. Part of it is the brush strokes, makes it look interesting. Part of it is like the composition and like the idea. So part of the idea has to do with the fact that it's imagination. Like it's not a photo, although it could be a photo, and then the way you draw or paint it is part of the look. Now I've got this kind of bright green, so I could do this, see, and it looks kind of like grass. So I could use it kind of sparingly, because it's sort of the lighting also, like it's not hitting all of it like equally. So these are just some ideas. And I'm being pretty like spontaneous with it because it's nature, like foliage. And again, part of it is what looks nice. If you want to add a little bit more interest, maybe add like a pink, because it depends on obviously like the time of day, like the lighting. And again, this is just for the look of it. So I'm going to be pretty loose and just kind of throw in some of this color, and this is again just for the look. And you could keep it as a color sketch. You could even add a little bit more color. Looks like there's a little bit of this orange. A little bit of the yellow. Again, I'm just using what I have here. And finally, I think some of this purple could be good. So I had actually thought I had finished this recording for this video, but when I added the purple, I saw that it made it look more like these mountains back here. Just wanted to add a little bit of this purple. Again, this is an experiment, and it's also for like the look of it. Because I've never actually done a picture where it was black and white and then the reflection is color. Sometimes it takes maybe like you kind of stop, like that's what happened here. Like I stepped away for a few minutes and then I noticed that this purple kind of goes like this. Just kind of looking through like a mirror sort of helps like get the, like I noticed that that's kind of it looks like the surface reflection, but then to make it look more like there's water sitting on top, then you might want to like do this effect, but like do it like this. That kind of thing. and then kind of squint at it. So this purple looks like it's under, like it's deeper, like the water is deeper. Same with this, like the white of the paper, again, that's part of, it's just like an experiment. So the white of the paper is making it look like it's the surface, like it's the ripples. And you can always go back in and add maybe like white paint, although with this technique I like to use the white of the paper if I can, unless I overwork it and paint over it by accident. And then this is kind of the bank of the, use that white as the bank of the landscape. So yeah, that'll be it for today. I want to thank you for joining me for our daily sketching routine, and if you enjoy these videos, please support the channel. I appreciate it, and until next time, keep on sketching.